This program is sponsored by Chocolations, located at 607 East Boston Post Road in Mamaroneck.
Hello everyone, welcome back to LMC Varsity Sports. Alongside Stephen Astis, I'm Rob Moretti here at the softball field at Central School, getting set for a league matchup between the Mamaroneck Tigers and the Ursuline Koalas. And Steve, not just a lot on the line here as far as league title goes, but sectional seeding between these two very tight here at this late point in the season.
They sit neck and neck in the playoff standings, and the winner of the two matchups they have over the next week between the two teams could very well determine who gets a home playoff game, and it could end up even being against each other once again. So they definitely want to put their best foot forward. Now, Mamaroneck probably thought they were going to come in with a few more victories under their belt than they do, but none of that will matter once the playoffs begin. What will matter is how they perform here. They have two fantastic seniors in the starting lineup, both headed to college. Josie Steinberg will be going to Tufts in the fall, joining her sister Mia. And then Tava Casper will be going to Ithaca and starting at shortstop once she gets there. They're missing Gianna Magrino. Unfortunately, she'll be recovering a little bit and taking it slowly from an injury. But beyond that, they have a ton of talent throughout the roster. They have Sophie Autorino in center field. They have Millie Bone in left field, who has also been an outstanding pitcher for them this season. Tava will be in the circle. That puts Kaylee Shapiro at shortstop, the freshman standout. And then there are a lot of other talented players on this roster. They've dealt with a lot of injuries throughout the roster, which accounts in large part for some of the losses and the lack of success they've had. But it should be a fantastic matchup here between Ursuline and Mamaroneck.
And we'll see how that all plays out. It's the Tigers and the Koalas next from Central School on LMC Varsity Sports. All right, welcome back. Top of the first, Tava Casper is in the circle. Jane McCauley to the plate. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Two 2-0 to start the game on McCauley, who will play center field in the bottom of the inning for the Koalas. This one fouled off. And the count 2-1.
Casper's in the 55% range with strike percentage. So she doesn't worry about throwing too many pitches.
Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 2-2.
Beautiful job on the changeup there by Casper.
That one hit in the air deep to right center field. Going back, Autorino, and makes the catch, running into the gap for the first out of the game.
Spectacular catch by Autorino on the dead run to right center field, Rob. She didn't seem to have a problem tracking that one down at any one moment during that play.
So up steps the Koala shortstop, Mia Martinez. This one hit well to right center field. No one's getting to this one. That is into the gap. Martinez on her way to second, rounds and is headed for third. Here comes the throw from Pryor. Hits the runner, and she is down.
Great hustle by Martinez, legging out the triple there. She was running for third all the way on that gapper to right center field. Of course, she'd have to pay the penalty at the end. She got nailed right square in the center of the back with a beautiful throw from Pryor. Unfortunately, it was just a hair too late. Otherwise, that would have been right in the glove of Jacob at third.
First pitch is fouled down the right field line by Gabriella Gleason. Suddenly in an RBI spot, runner on third, one out.
The top of this batting order definitely likes to swing the bat.
First pitch swinging, 2 of the first 3. That one chopped to third. Jacob Fields is going to run down the runner from third, and Josie Steinberg applies the tag for out number 2.
Smart heads-up play by Jacob there. She fielded the ball, looked to freeze the runner, and then realized she was standing right next to her. So she went to run right at her, which is exactly what you're supposed to do, and then she evaded the tag, so she threw home to Steinberg and got the lead runner. Great play.
First pitch a strike to Victoria Papaleo. If you're scoring at home, don't know why you are, but if you are, it's a 5-2 fielder's choice. As that one's fouled off. And the count 0-2 on the Koalas cleanup batter.
So we're only 4 batters in, but we see there's a lot of talent in this Ursuline batting order. They're aggressive at the plate, and they definitely know what they're doing.
Quick pause for some fresh game balls. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2.
Field has taken a lot of rain over the past couple days. It looks to be in pretty good condition.
It looks
Shortstop
good out there.
always gets a little wet.
That one skips in 2-2 the count. I think a lot of baseball games actually got wiped today, Steve, after rain Sunday and Monday, pretty much all day.
And with a skin infield, I guess that's sort of surprising to think about the fact that a softball game is able to be played, although the Mamaroneck JV squad and the varsity squad do a great job of covering this field to keep it ready for action.
Payoff pitch, 2 outs. On the ground in the hole. Shapiro goes the short way, out.
Great job there by Shapiro to get the lead runner again. The easy play wasn't so easy as the runner was on the move, but she got her by a hair to end the inning.
So, scoreless top of the first. Tigers will pick up some bats in the bottom of the first next when we get back on LMC TV. First pitch of the inning is in for a strike on Josie Steinberg. Emily Duhaney in the circle to start for Ursuline. One and one on Steinberg. She'll be followed up by Casper and Bone.
Steinberg with 13 RBIs on the season, 7 doubles and a home run, batting over 400 for the year.
In for a strike, 2-2 on Steinberg. One hit between first and second for a base hit to right field. Good start for Mamaroneck.
It's a great example of taking what the pitcher gives you. She didn't really try to do too much with that. Saw it was on the outside part of the plate. Didn't want to leave that for a called strike 3. So she just sort of lazily got her bat on the ball and sent it into right field for a single.
That brings up Tava Casper. Ball outside, throw back to first, but Steinberg back in plenty of time.
See a lot of snap throws from the catchers in AA softball.
And it's hard to get too far off the base. You can't leave until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. And this one's grounded to third, a nice pick. And throwing to first for the out is Papaleo. Thought about second base, but Steinberg too close. Wanted to get the sure out.
Steinberg got a good jump on that. Didn't look like she was going on the pitch, but she definitely was moving quickly as she saw Tava was swinging. And that's what the catcher looks on those snap throws, to try and get the runner leaning towards second, maybe taking that one extra step away from the base.
First pitch strike to Millie Bone from Duhaney.
Bone batting .392 on the year, 15 runs scored, and 19 RBIs. The team leader in RBIs on the season. Junior will definitely be one of the team leaders next year with Sophie Autorino.
Autorino on deck. This one hit towards second. That'll get the runner over. And Steinberg thought about coming home, but stops and heads back to third.
I like the aggressiveness by Steinberg there. Smartly held up, because she would have been dead to rights at home.
So here is Sophie Otterino. Runner on third, 2 outs. A 1-0 on Otterino. This one smashed up the middle for a base hit. Steinberg scores, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead on the Otterino RBI single.
Otterino with her 14th RBI on the season. She's been a little hot and cold at the plate, batting .250, but she's come up with a lot of clutch hits for this team and has manned center field very well.
This one by Taylor Pryor hit out to short. Little humpback line drive. And that'll end the inning, but the Tigers pick up a run on 2 hits. They lead 1-0 after 1 full. Top of the second coming up next on LMC TV. Back for the top of the second inning. Swing and a miss by Mackenzie Moyna. First pitch from Casper Moyna, the designated player today. Batting for the pitcher, Duhaney. That's a ball, 1-1. That one fouled off. Up on the count, 1-2 is Casper. Another one fouled off. Be a 1-2 from Casper. In the dirt, 2-2.
Tried to deliver the drop ball pitch, left that one a little too low, and
Had plenty of drop.
yeah, it wasn't fooling Moyna on that one, so it's a 2-2 count now.
Outside, and the count goes full. Second straight batter to go to a full count. Papaleo was full at the top of the first before grounding out to short. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Tava is an especially smart player. Usually mans shortstop for the Tigers. She has been in the circle for most of the season. She and Millie Bone have shared pitching duties.
First pitch to Victoria Boyd, hit to deep center field. Otterino handles it with no issue. 2 quick outs.
What I was saying about Casper is, as smart as she is, she knows when she has time in the hitting count to try and waste a pitch and see if she can get the batter to chase.
There is that drop ball there to Christina Corcoran. She swings through it.
Tava will be playing shortstop for Ithaca College, but she has been pitching most of this season. She's gotten to play a little bit of short when Millie Bone is pitching.
1-1 pitch is low. 2-1.
And she's also one of the leading hitters on the team.
She might lead the team in runs scored.
She does.
Took a quick gander at Steve's stat sheet before the game.
She has a 4.64 ERA.
2-2 pitch. Fouled outside of first. I'm sure that ERA took a hit this past weekend in the Yorktown tournament. 2 tough games the Tigers dropped, including one to an otherworldly Suffern team.
She also has 48 strikeouts in 81 innings pitched.
2-2 pitch. In the air, right field, drops in front of McKenna Lynch, who bobbles. Corcoran will head to second, turns and heads toward third. The throw will not be nearly in time. So give Corcoran a single and a 2-base error on the E9. Moves her up to third with 2 outs.
Luckily, there are 2 outs in the inning, so as long as they can get an out here, they'll be fine and no harm done. Lynch did a good job getting in front of it, but unfortunately it went off the side of her glove or off the heel of her glove and then ricocheted just past her body. So it ended up getting past her, and that's why the extra 2 bases.
So after a quick conference with her catcher, Casper's ready to go. Jacqueline Latier will step in. She's catching for the Koalas today. Ball 1.
Left that one a little bit outside. Doesn't want to give her anything too good to hit.
Popped up. Pryor battling the fence, makes the catch on the snow cone.
Great job of Pryor to find the fence first and know how much room she had. She almost paid dearly for it, though, as the ball started to pop out of her glove. But as you said, the snow cone catch comes into play.
So no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on. Tigers still up 1-0. They'll swing in the bottom of the second next when we get back. Kaylee Shapiro leads off here in the bottom of the second for Mamaroneck. And she's first pitch swinging, and an easy unassisted put out at first for Gleason.
Nice hard swing by Shapiro there, a little late though. Sent it right down the first base line to the waiting glove of Gleason.
So 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Julia Jacob. She's first pitch swinging, fouled off. Steve, it's almost as if there's rain in the forecast.
Well, the other part of it is, unlike baseball, Rob, where you want to try and go deep into the count to try and get the pitcher out, softball, there is no pitch count. So they can go, we've broadcasted a game where they've thrown 150, 160 pitches. So if you see a pitch you like, you might as well jump on it early because it's a lot harder with 2 strikes, which is where Jacob finds herself now.
0-2 from Duhaney, swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the afternoon for Duhaney.
Jacob with a powerful bat was also just a little late on that 2-strike fastball. Her father is in the Shenendehowa High School Hall of Fame.
Jordan Pryor first pitch swinging on the ground to short. Throw to first is in plenty of time by Martinez. And how about that, a 5-pitch inning. We head to the third. Still 1-0 Tigers. 9-1-2 due up for the Koalas here in the top of the third. Kristen Giuliano gets things started and takes a first pitch for a strike.
Casper will take that strike all day long.
Swing and a miss.
And there's a domino effect to a call like that because it gets the batters a little uneasy about
down
just
on 3
like
pitches.
that. She goes and swings at something down low, and when the ump calls a low strike like that, it really becomes a major help to the pitcher.
I think she tried to throw the same pitch 3 times to that drop ball, just got it in the perfect spot. Looks like a strike until it's not. Almost has the same effect as the old 1980s split-fingered fastball in Major League Baseball. Obviously thrown from a different angle. So McCauley steps up for the second time. Hit a rocket out to right center field that Autorino handled in her first at bat. That's ball 1.
That's up, big, that's up.
2-0 on McCauley.
Hands up, you last time deep.
In the dirt, 3-0. Showing bunt, takes a strike. Casper trying to fight back from 3-0. This one's hit down the left field line. It's a fair ball. McCauley on her way to second as Bone fires it in to hold McCauley to a double. First pitch ball to Mia Martinez. Martinez had that triple her first time up into the gap.
Great pitch there from Casper. She's got to be careful with this top of the batting order. They definitely are a potent bunch.
Line drive off the glove of Jordan Pryor, but no advance by the runner.
Tough play for Jordan Pryor there on a hard line drive. Unable to bring it in.
Oh, Steve Zamini, he's giving her an error.
Well, that was right in the glove.
Yeah, it was right at her, you're right. Swing and a miss by Gleason. Throw back down to second, but
I know if I
back.
consulted with Jordan and Taylor's father, he would definitely
Single?
call that an error. As
an error, okay. That one's snagged by Casper. They get the force at third, and that's all they're going to get.
Great heads-up play by Casper, going to get the lead runner, help herself out there, keep the runner off third.
Scored a fielder's choice. McCauley out 1-5 at third. And here's Victoria Papaleo. 2 on, 2 out. Ball in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Steinberg.
Yes, sir. The Pryor's father, John Pryor, is the college coach, softball coach of the year for the College of New Rochelle, which unfortunately is closing now, closing its doors.
I did hear about that.
He is fielding offers from several different schools, including some schools out of town, so he's got a decision to make there.
In the dirt, that one gets past, fire down to third, and both runners able to advance on wild pitch, Steve?
I think you have to call that a wild pitch. It didn't really get away from Steinberg too far, but it was just enough to give the runner a chance to advance the base.
So it's 3-0 on Papaleo. Swing and a miss. Casper trying to fight back. She does have a parking space for Papaleo if she needs it with first base open. The DP, Mackenzie Moyna, on deck, struck out her first time up. That one's fouled off, though. Casper trying to take care of business right here. Has the count full at 3-2.
With 2 runners in scoring position, you definitely do not want to groove any sort of fastball or put anything too much over the plate. Got to try and keep this away from her bat here.
Payoff pitch. Smacked into right center field. That will get both runs in as Papaleo cruises into second with a 2-run double, and the Koalas now lead it 2-1.
Good opposite field power from Papaleo.
Here we go, Tigers.
Now both of those runs go unearned because the prior error came with 2 outs. Mackenzie Moyna to the plate, hits this one to the air to center. Coming over is Autorino to make the catch and avoid any further trouble. But the Koalas strike twice on a big hit by Victoria Papaleo. They lead 2-1 midway through the third. We'll be right back. Just as it was in the top of the third, it's 9-1-2 in the bottom of the third. McKenna Lynch to the plate, takes a first pitch ball from Emily Duhaney, now staked to a 2-1 lead. That one to second and caught. Not an easy play to get to that one by Boyd. 1 out.
Good lunging catch from the second baseman. Didn't want to let that drop because, after all, these are 60-foot base paths. So as soon as that ball hits the ground, if she's not gloving it right away and throwing over to first, it's very possible that Lynch would have beat out the throw.
Right.
So
Now,
smart play to go after that
she
one.
kind of has to decide how she's going to approach it. She could lay back, let it bounce, and have an easy throw to first. But once she lays out for it, she kind of has to catch it.
Absolutely, and then on top of that, if she does decide to let it bounce, it could end up taking a sideways spin, and then all of a sudden it becomes an infield single. So well played by the second baseman.
1-1 on Josie Steinberg. Led off the game with a single and scored the Tigers' only run to this point. That one down the third baseline. Throw to first from Papaleo in plenty of time for the second out.
Tigers definitely have a tough day ahead of them. This Ursuline team certainly seems very talented all throughout the batting order and the field.
Ursuline does usually field a pretty good team, historically. Tava Casper to the plate, first pitch strike.
Well, one of the major advantages of private schools is they can recruit. They can bring players in with a lot of talent.
Smashed, what a play by Papaleo. Throw to first in time. And a quick bottom of the third. We head to the fourth, still 2-1, Ursuline. Victoria Boyd leads off here in the top of the fourth. Flew out to center back in the second inning. That one fouled off and out of play. Casper trying to rebound after giving up 2 runs last inning. 0-1 pitch, fouled off once again.
Casper's given up 76 runs coming into this game, 54 of them earned. So she's had a few situations like today with unearned runs accounting for the issue.
All right, Kevin, come on now.
And I would suspect, not having seen a lot of their games, that is a big reason why.
Grounded towards short, Shapiro fields cleanly, throw to first is in time, 1 out.
A big reason why they have close to a 500 record this season, Rob, is due to fielding.
And the best teams, it seems like you could smash the ball anywhere you want and they'll stop it.
And the very best teams have top flight pitchers like the Tigers do, but unfortunately they haven't had any
Last time, McKenna.
production from Magrino this season.
One fouled off by Corcoran. Speaking of great pitching, did you hear about that perfect game at Mayapack last
21 strikeouts
In a row.
21 batters. My curiosity is how many players actually made contact. I know Kaylee Shapiro, the shortstop, was very pleased to have fouled a ball off of Shannon Becker from Mayapack, and Becker is only a sophomore.
I was just going to say that.
So she
Look out
has
Section 1.
several more years.
Look out USA softball.
I believe she's already committed to Duke University. So Duke will be getting a top flight pitcher. She is already throwing in the 60s.
In the dirt, 2-2 on Corcoran. And yet, Carissa Peccia beat her out for Lohud Player of the Week.
Right, well,
Got to give it up to the fans. That's all fan-based voting.
I'll confess that I voted for Carissa Peccia, having been her coach for several years.
Called strike 3.
Ready to shoot.
Great job there by Casper, firing on the outside corner.
So did you vote for it 10,000 times, Steve? Or
I only
Just keep
voted
hitting
for her a
refresh
few
on your
times,
brow.
but I did post to social media trying to drum up more support for Peccia. Peccia is a fantastic catcher for Rhinebeck,
one fouled off by Latier.
and well deserving of the award, of course. Shannon
Even
Becker
against the perfect game, I don't
right,
know.
well,
That's a tough call.
Shannon Becker has been the player of the week twice, so I think this may be dating me a little bit, but it's a little bit of Karl Malone winning the MVP over Michael Jordan. Of course, everyone knows Shannon Becker is basically the best player in all of Section 1 in any division or conference, but Carissa Peccia is definitely an up-and-comer. And I got to tell you, Rob, the Rhinebeck team is going to be stout for many years to come.
One hit to right field. That'll dunk in front of Lynch. 2-out single for Latier. And you're right, you look at Ryan Eck. Katie Blanche is an 8th grader. Pecci is a freshman, and they've got a lot of underclassmen all over the field performing very well.
Liv Tobin, another player of mine, is an 8th grader.
Ball 1 to the 9-hitter Giuliano. You think about all those underclassmen, and they still have a shot at somewhere between a 4 and a 6 seed as the runner goes and no throw. So a stolen base for Latier.
Oh, it was a ball in the dirt again.
Right.
So unfortunately, if the ball hits the dirt before the catcher's glove, it is considered a wild pitch. And since the runner wasn't going until they saw that it popped out of Steinberg's glove.
I don't have the best angle at home plate.
Yep.
Thought she was going anyway. Fair enough. 1-1 count. Just skipping rope out of the way is Giuliano, 2-1.
It is punitive scoring, but unfortunately, you know, it's going one way or the other. It's either against the catcher or the pitcher.
2-1 pitch is in for a strike. And if the scoreboard's right, I missed a pitch. It is.
It is
So it's 3-2 on Giuliano. Swing and a miss.
Let's go, Tigers.
So Casper works out of it. We head to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-1 Ursuline. Tigers coming to hit next. Millie Bone leads off. First pitch is hit into right field, drops down, and first pitch single there for Bone to lead off the 4th.
Good job taking that inside out for the soft liner to right by Bone, batting .392 on the season. OPS of .939.
Steve's got all the numbers. Ball 1 to Sophie Autorino. Steve has stats I didn't know existed, and I consider myself a bit of a sabermetrician.
Got to come prepared. It's always nice when Game Changer is employed. It gives you all sorts of crazy statistics that us stat geeks love.
Ball 3 on Autorino. So Dehaney in a bit of a pickle here. That one nicks the edge for a strike.
Bone and Autorino have been very productive all season batting next to each other.
On the ground, up the middle, through for a hit. Bone will stick it second. That's the right decision.
And
So back-to-back singles for the Tigers here to open up the 4th.
and back-to-back singles for Autorino, the same exact kind of single, a hard ground ball up the middle, gets through the middle of the infield and helps her batting average. Autorino, as I said, batting only .250, but with 13 RBIs, now 14 on the season, and 15 runs scored.
Leads the team in home runs as well with 4. We saw one of them last week against Ryan-Eck. It's like we're going to get a pinch runner for Millie Bone. It's Maddie Silverstein heading over to second base.
Smart call by Hannon there, getting some speed on the bases, as this is a crucial run. We're already in the 4th inning.
Taylor Pryor gets one over short, and that will load the bases with nobody out.
Good piece of hitting there from the sophomore first baseman.
Here's Kaylee Shapiro.
Shapiro batting .375 on the year.
Ball 1, bases loaded, nobody out. Nowhere to put Shapiro, of course.
Shapiro and Jacob batting 6 and 7 in the order, the 2 freshmen on this varsity roster.
2-0 on Shapiro.
And this is a classic example of a walk being as good as a hit here, as there's nowhere to put her, and will score a run.
2-0 pitch, fouled off.
Still a hitter's count at 2-1. She's going to have to give her something here. She does not want to go 3-1 on the shortstop.
Fouled off again, nearly decapitated a fan back there. You'd think behind that high fence you're safe, but still almost got him.
A lot of side spin brought that ball down, much like a tennis player getting it just over the net.
2-2 pitch.
Great job
All
of
three.
Shapiro there to lay off the high cheese. You could see she was tempted, but she held up.
Payoff pitch coming from Duhaney to Shapiro. Bases loaded, no outs. Hit on the ground. They will go home for the force. That's all they're going to get. Silverstein, the pinch runner, is out 1-2. Everyone else moves up. Fielder's choice for Shapiro.
So exactly what Duhaney needed aside from a strikeout. The only other thing was a soft grounder back to the pitcher, and she got it. But now with Julia Jacob up at the plate, if she can get around on one, there's still only one out. They can even tag with Autorino speed on third.
That one gets away. Autorino breaks for home. The throw gets away. And now Pryor heads home. And she's safe.
Fantastic base running by the Tigers as Pryor follows Autorino home on the pass ball.
All right, Tigers.
2-run score. Tigers up 3-2. Now the Koala infield will converge on Duhaney, try to regroup. 1 out, 2 runs in for the Tigers, and Kaylee Shapiro standing on third base.
So you score that, a run on the pass ball on the catcher, and then
an E2 right on the flip got
or
away.
an E1. I'm not really sure where exactly that ball went, but it got right past Duhaney's glove. It was a little high, but you got to expect the pitcher to come up with that catch, at least keep it near the plate, and then as it trickled back into the skin infield, Pryor did a great job of racing around third and scoring, and a nice diving head-first slide by Autorino to score the tying run.
Count 2-0 on Jacob. Swing and a miss.
Good swing by Jacob there. Nice and strong. She just missed the ball a little bit.
The scoreboard's a pitch behind. I'm too excited about the wild pitch to log the ball, but now it is 3-1 on Jacob.
Good job laying off that outside fastball. See if she can get a piece of this one and knock Shapiro home from third.
And the count goes full on Julia Jacob as a really light drizzle starts to fall here at Central School. This one smashed and just fouled down the third baseline.
So a lot of batters have been a little late on Duhaney's fastball there. I don't think she was throwing the changeup, but Jacob definitely jumped right on that and got a little out in front, lining that down the left field line.
Here in the bottom of the fourth, the Tigers have a lead and they get to the top of the fifth and it starts pouring. It would be an official game. Forecast does call for some precipitation throughout the rest of this afternoon and evening. That's ball 4 to Jacob, first walk of the game for either team. That brings up Jordan Pryor.
I guess what you would call an extremely productive at-bat for Jacob, as 2 runs scored and she ends up working out a walk. So it's now runners on first and third with Jordan Pryor at the plate. Pryor 0 for 1 on the day as she hit a ground ball to shortstop in her first at bat.
Coaching visit. We'll step out. We'll come right back. It'll be Jordan Pryor to the plate when we get back on LMC TV. Throw back to third. Everyone's safe. Pitch was a strike to Pryor.
Smart to call timeout there by Hannon as Shapiro had dived back into third base and they were holding the tag on her.
0-2 quickly on Pryor, so whatever the words were for Duhaney, she's fired 2 good ones in there. 0-2 pitch. On the ground to first, fielded cleanly. They got the runner held up. And getting back to third was Shapiro. Does end up as an unassisted putout on Pryor. Jacob moves up to second with 2 outs.
That was a tough decision for Shapiro at third base because they would have thrown home, and this way McKenna Lynch has an opportunity to drive them in.
Ball 1 to Lynch. Getting a little misty out there. One fouled off by Lynch.
Good cut there from the sophomore. Just under it. Lynch batting .278 on the year with 4 RBIs.
1-1 pitch is fouled off. Last time we were here, Steve, for the Mamaroneck game, Lynch hit a big triple, ended up scoring the tying run when they were trailing against Mamaroneck. I believe that was in the 5th inning.
Yeah, she has 3 singles, a double, and a triple on the year in 18 at-bats.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Lynch. She hits one into right center field. That could be another triple. Both runners will score. Lynch being waved to third. She's on her way. Here comes the throw. It's not going to get there, and it's a 2-run triple for McKenna Lynch. Tigers up 5-2.
Talk about clutch hitting for the sophomore. Beautiful swing by the lefty, ripping it into the right center field gap, and she coasts into third with the stand-up triple.
So here's Josie Steinberg as the lineup turns over. First pitch of ball. This has been a huge inning for the Tigers. Goes without saying. One and one on Steinberg.
Those extra two-out runs are going to prove huge as Casper retakes
Fouled
the
off.
ball for the top of the 5th inning. As you pointed out during the break, it becomes an official game once they're able to finish the top half of the 5th.
One in the air, left field, coming over and making the jump. No! Giuliano drops it. Lynch scores, and it's 6-2 on the E7.
Giuliano took a bad line on the line drive, and she was able to recover well enough to get her glove on it, and she seemed to corral it, but never truly had a good squeeze of the ball.
So here's Casper. Tigers have batted around here in the 4th. As Millie Bone on deck led off the inning. Two 2-0 now on Casper, who has grounded out hard to third twice. Fouled off.
Casper and Steinberg are the leaders on this team, obviously the 2 seniors, along with Magrino, but Casper really has dominated the action at the plate for this team.
3-1 on Casper. Swing and a miss, chased one. And the count goes full. McTavish got a little too excited for a 3-1 fastball there.
Casper with 2 extra hits on the season compared to Steinberg,
That's ball 4.
but in more at-bats, as Steinberg has 52 at-bats and Casper has 61. That has a lot to do with the number of walks they've drawn throughout the season.
So here's Bone, singled to lead off the inning. Swing and a miss.
Bone was looking for another fastball, and she got a drop ball. Fell right underneath the barrel of her bat. She knew it as soon as she swung.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 5 runs in for the Tigers, and that one is fouled off. Count 0-2. Called strike 3. So a big strikeout for Duhaney to get out of it. Finally, 5 runs cross the plate, several on errors. They'll take it. They lead by 4 as we head to the 5th on LMC TV. Top of the 5th coming up. McCauley swings the first pitch, fouls it off. McCauley in 2 at-bats, a fly out to center and a double to left.
Ursuline has the top of the order up here.
Swing in the air to left. Bone can't get there. This could be another double or perhaps more. McCauley around second. She's headed. No, she holds up wisely as Bone does a good job getting the ball in. Another double for McCauley.
Line drives are the hardest balls to catch. You can't exactly tell whether they're going to drop or continue carrying. And Bone suffered on that one as she took a bad line on it and it ended up down the left field line.
So here's Mia Martinez. She's first pitch swinging a high pop-up. Shapiro calls. 1 out.
Good job of Shapiro to keep her feet moving. Those sky-high pop flies can be hard to handle. As they stay up in the air long enough, the wind can get a little bit of it.
So here's Gleason. Well, fouled off. Reached on a couple of fielders' choices, so she's 0 for 2, has scored a run.
Right now, Mamaroneck just needs outs. Any way they can get them. Good job by Steinberg to corral that high pitch there. Keep the runner off third base.
1-1 pitch is low, gets away from Steinberg, and McCauley heads to third.
Honestly, Rob, I've been coaching softball for a long time, and I've often wondered how that doesn't happen more often with the pitching motion, that they don't actually hit their hip with the ball.
Swing and a miss off-speed pitch.
Which is exactly what happened on that last wild pitch that brought the runner over to third base.
The 2-2 fouled off, out of play. Another 2-2. Off speed missed. Count full on Gleason. Payoff pitch outside, ball 4, throw back to third. And McCauley back in plenty of time. So it was a close play, but Jacob didn't actually hold on to the ball.
I think if Jacob had caught that, they might have had the out there.
Might have had it.
She was not exactly on the base as the ball arrived in the mitt. Now that's a very hard catch to make. It's a crowded play there right in between her legs.
Here's Papaleo, had the big 2-run double earlier. That netted both of the Koalas' runs to this point. 1-0 pitch, 2-0. It
looked like the ump wanted to call that a strike. He held his hand up with the fist, but then changed his mind.
That's a strike. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And here's a 3-1 pitch to the cleanup batter coming up. Smashed down the line into right field, a base hit, 1 run scores. Everyone else gets held up. As McCauley crosses the plate, it's 6-3 now.
Ball got past Taylor Pryor there. She was going over to first.
Shouldn't have much time to react either. It was hit hard.
No, a hard hit ball, yeah.
Up steps Mackenzie Moyna after the Tigers infield comes in for a conference. Off-speed pitch misses low.
Almost got her chasing there as they throw down to second base for the pickoff attempt.
Not a bad idea. Steinberg has a good arm. 1-0. Lined through, base hit. That's going to go all the way into the gap. Gleason scores. Papaleo being waved in. She'll score. A 2-run double for Moyna. And it's 6-5 all of a sudden.
So just like that, as I said, with one out, that all Mamaroneck needs to worry about is getting outs. They haven't been able to get a single one. Tough play there for Taylor Pryor on a rocket ground ball. Gets past her diving glove, and where McKenna Lynch is positioned in right field, she didn't have a shot at it either. Just basically a perfectly placed hard ground ball.
Here's Victoria Boyd, and time is called at the plate. The Tigers build up that big lead, and all of a sudden in danger of losing it is that one bobbled by Shapiro. She'll have to eat it.
So they do have a chance to get a lead runner or even a double play to get out of the inning, as they're going to convene at the circle once again.
Everyone having conferences, meetings. Don't know if anyone brought coffee.
How about some hot chocolate? It's
That sounds pretty nice,
cold
Steve.
out. I thought about bringing it.
It doesn't feel like May 14th.
It definitely doesn't.
More
no.
like April 14th, maybe March 14th.
Maybe March 14th, especially with the cold in addition to the rain.
It's nice weather for a St. Patrick's Day parade.
So we'll see if I believe they might be bringing a pinch runner in.
Indeed they are. That's Kayla Trainer running for Moyna.
So now they've got speed on the bases and their lead runner to try and get the tying run across here in the top of the fifth.
Batters Christina Corcoran. Runners on first and second, one out. Corcoran is 1 for 2, single and struck out looking.
Singled on a line drive to right field. We'll see if they're throwing home on a play to the outfield.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Casper to start off Corcoran.
All three outfielders,
Chopped down the third baseline foul.
all three outfielders have very good arms. So you have to assume that Hannon will be looking for them to throw home for a play at the plate.
0-2 the count on Corcoran. Outside for a ball. A 1-2. Behind first, foul. It's exactly what you hope you're in store for when you show up for a league game, Steve. Back and forth punch and counter punch.
I'm sure the players would like a blowout victory.
Oh, the games the players like are terrible for television. As that one gets away, wild pitch, both runners will advance.
Wise move by Steinberg not to throw down to third, and errant throw could tie the game up.
2-2 count. Outside count is full. Payoff pitch. First base is open. Swing and a miss. They check back at the runner on third. She is safe. But now 2 outs. And Jacqueline Latier up to the plate.
Latier's 1 for 2 on the day. She hit a fly ball single to right field.
Popped up behind second, Pryor. And that's the inning. So the Koalas strike for 3. They narrow the gap down to 6-5. Tigers coming up to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Next, Sophie Ottorino, Taylor Pryor, and Kaylee Shapiro due up here in the 5th. For the Tigers, an Ottorino first ball fly ball to center, and easily handled out there by McCauley for out number 1.
Give credit where credit's due there, Rob. That was a solid line drive. Still an out, but...
Right. Might be worth saying that at this point, if the heavens opened up and it poured and they stopped the game, it would be official. The Tigers would have a win. But instead we play on. It's just a heavy miss to this point. First pitch strike to Pryor. Fouled off.
Emily Duhaney has done a good job pitching for Ursuline.
It'll be an 0-2 to Taylor Pryor. And a nice use of the off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 quick outs.
Both sides have been betrayed by a couple errors. Mamaroneck making the most of it now, still up 6-5, but with 2 outs and the freshman Kaylee Shapiro at the plate, got to see if they can come up with a 2-out rally, give themselves an insurance run.
First pitch, a strike to Shapiro.
That is a tough call, as that strike was a little low down at the shoelaces.
That looked heavily affected by gravity to me. But here's the 0-1 hit on the ground, easily handled by Gleason for out number 3. So the Tigers have a quiet bottom of the 5th. They'll head back out on defense for the 6th when we get back. Mia Velici is going to pinch hit for Kristen Giuliano and swings the first pitch, grounds it right back to Casper for the first out.
All right, so Casper does her job by getting an out from the bottom of the order, even though it was a pinch hitter.
Swing and a miss from McCauley. And when Giuliano was in there, she was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Right, so now she's got to deal with the top of the order here.
McCauley, 3 for 4 with 3 doubles. She's having quite the nice day up at the plate. This one looped out to third, easily handled by Jacob. 2 outs.
So the soft liner to Jacob gets the leadoff hitter out.
So here's
and
Mia
really
Martinez.
Avoids trouble, as that hitter had really given Casper problems today.
Ball in the dirt, 1-0. Martinez 1 for 3 with a triple.
I'm sure Kaylee Shapiro's looking at that ball called and wondering why she didn't get it when she was at the plate.
One. Smash to right field. Lynch doesn't know where it is. Martinez rounding toward third, and they'll hold her up at third base. I think you've got to score that a triple. I'm not sure if Lynch's glove touched it.
It didn't. She got turned around, lost track of it a little bit.
Got underneath it.
You know, the unfortunate thing for her, she turned over her right shoulder to go after the ball, and it really needed to have turned over her left shoulder in order to track it properly, but how could she really know that coming off the bat?
Well, here's Gabriella Gleason, runner on third, 2 out. Chance to tie the game. First pitch is a ball.
Gleason 0 for 2 with 2 fielder's choice ground outs.
Also a walk and a run scored. There's a strike. Outside 2-1.
Let's see if Casper can take care of this herself with 2 outs and a runner at third.
Popped, foul out of play. And Casper a strike away from working out of the mini jam. Two and two on the Koala 3-hitter, 2 out, runner on third. Koala's trailing by 1. This one hit in the air, foul to the right side, and that will make the woods.
I often wonder just how many dozens of softballs are in those woods over there.
I assume if you want to risk the poison ivy, you could get quite a treasure trove. The 2-2 again. Tapped down the third base line, foul.
That slow roller, I think it's fortunate that it did end up going foul. I don't think Jacob would have had enough time.
Yeah, that was
to get her at
infield
first.
single in the making. Another 2-2. Skipped and nicely blocked by Steinberg. Count goes full. So here comes the payoff from Casper. In the air right field, down the line and foul.
Lynch does a good job giving that chase. Falls about 1.5 feet, 2 feet foul.
So Gleason gets her, what's that stat, the 2+3, Steve?
Yes, there is a stat for the number of times you have faced 3 pitches after getting a 2-strike count, which is definitely an indicator of a quality at bat.
Oh, certainly.
And also shows your patience at the plate, not chasing pitches that the pitcher is trying to get you to chase.
I thought I knew them all, but that was new to me.
I happen to have keyed on that one because my son happens to be a leader in that stat over his career. Has a lot of patience at the plate, sometimes too much patience.
Another 3-2 in the dirt. Ball 4 gets away. Martinez holds at third. Second walk of the day issued by Casper. And up steps Victoria Papaleo.
Papaleo 2 for 3 on the day. She has a line drive and a hard ground ball.
There's another liner in the gap. Gets through. And we're tied up at 6. RBI single for Victoria Papaleo. Right back where we started, all even.
Another 2-out rally for Ursuline. Proves costly for Mamaroneck. We'll see if they can get out of this without surrendering the lead entirely.
Here's the designated player, Mackenzie Moyna. First pitch strike.
And there is that low strike again.
Moyna, 1 for 3. Has a double, also struck out in her first at bat. In the dirt, another nice block by Steinberg. This inning, Steve, really turned on a dime. 2 quick outs. All of a sudden, triple, walk, single. As they check on Steinberg behind the plate.
I think she caught that, rolled up her glove and caught her right in the neck.
Oof. No check on her. We'll step out, and we'll be right back when play resumes. So, Steinberg's good enough to stay in the game. 1-1 count on Moina, snagged by Casper. She'll take the force at third. A 1-5 put out ends the inning. But Ursuline strikes back, a 2-out rally, ties us up at 6 in the middle of the 6th here on LMC TV. Julia Jacob leads off for the Tigers here in the 6th. All tied up with Ursuline. And the first pitch is a strike. Jacob 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And quickly, Duhaney up in the count 0-2.
The key to the low pitch count for Duhaney is she's been all around the strike zone all afternoon.
The dirt 1-2.
Her ball's mostly coming with 2 strike counts, where she's just trying to avoid giving up an easy hit.
On the ground toward short, Martinez fields, strong throwing arm, 1 out.
So it goes without saying that Mamaroneck needs a run here to see if they can get something started with Pryor and Lynch due up, and then the top of the order.
Well, that's what they want. As nicely picked at third, Papaleo. That was not an easy play, a hard hit grounder from Pryor.
Amazingly, Emily Duhaney, the pitch count she has throughout inning by inning is 13 pitches and then 5 pitches, then 7 pitches, then 40 pitches in the 4th inning, 6 pitches in the 5th, and now only 6 here in the 6th.
1-0 the count on McKenna Lynch. Swing and a miss. I guess to my previous sentence I didn't get to finish. As a TV broadcaster, we want this to go scoreless to the 7th, and then a walk-off type situation. But I'm sure the Tigers would rather just score 8 runs here. The 1-2. Just missed, 2-2.
Good job of framing there by the catcher, Latier, but she did not get the call.
Swing and a miss, good pitch from Duhaney. A 1-2-3 6th. We head to the 7th, all tied up between the Tigers and Koalas. Don't change the channel. Victoria Boyd leads off here in the top of the 7th. It's a tie game.
So the one thing Mamaroneck has going for it is that it's a 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up here, whereas in the bottom of the 7th, they will have the top of the order coming up.
So big boppers do it for the Tigers. They got to get there first. This one popped up left field. Bone, 1 out.
Nice catch by Bone as she settles under it in shallow left field.
That brings up Christina Corcoran. Shows bunt and sticks through it. Strike 1. Corcoran is 1 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. Saw that single back in the 2nd that was played into a 3-base error. As that one's on the ground weakly to short. Shapiro's throw is in time. 2 quick outs for Tava Casper, but Steve, this is what happened in the 6th. 2 quick outs and then that 2-out rally. Of course, that was the heart of the Ursuline lineup, but still, got to put Latier away here.
The catcher Latier has 2.
And that one's weakly hit right back to Casper, so there'll be none of that this inning.
so she wasn't able to square up a single pitch on her 4 at-bats. And Mamaroneck will now come up at the top of the order in the bottom of the 7th.
Should be an interesting bottom of the 7th, and worst case, we'll have more innings. We'll be right back on LMC TV to find out what happens. Here's Josie Steinberg leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Tigers with ball 1 delivered by Emily Duhaney.
She had a nice hard ground ball.
There's a ground ball to third, nicely picked. And the throw across off the glove of Gleason. So Steinberg, importantly, reaches to lead off the inning.
I was going to say she had a nice hard ground ball in her first at bat to start the game off.
E3 on that one, definitely she had it in the glove.
The throw could have been better, but it definitely hit the first baseman's mitt.
Well, I don't think she was trying to pick it or anything. So here's Tava Casper. See if they try to move Steinberg. Nobody out. She bunts foul.
Casper 0 for 2 on the day.
So that is a testament to how bad the Tigers need the run. Casper's one of their better bats. Having her bunt truly shows that team strategy wins out in this situation.
We'll see if they call it again here now that they're wise to it.
The 0-1. She does square. She takes a ball in the dirt, and Steinberg gets up to second.
So mission accomplished there on the wild pitch. We'll see if they try and bunt her over to third. I don't think they will.
Yeah, now you have Casper's bat swinging away.
Right. A single can win the game.
That one is down the right field line, foul.
Tava has been a clutch hitter all season long, all throughout her Mamaroneck career. She's come up with a ton of huge hits, whether it's Mamaroneck softball or for one of her travel or showcase teams. Let's see if she can come up with a game winner here. But even if she's not able to do it, they have Bone and Autorino behind her.
One-two count on Casper. They just got a fresh game ball in there.
Plenty of speed on the bases in Steinberg.
Ball outside to Casper.
We'll see if Steinberg tries to advance on any pitch in the dirt.
Two-two pitch, popped up, and caught by Martinez for the first out. So up steps Bone.
So an opportunity for the junior left fielder to become the hero here. Bone is 1 for 3 on the day. She had a line drive to right center field.
Bone lines one up the middle, base hit. That goes into the gap. Here comes Steinberg, she scores, and the Tigers win it. 7-6.
Great swing by Bone, rips the ball into right center field. And there was no doubt about Steinberg scoring on that play, and that will be the game winner. A great performance here from Mamaroneck.
So the Tigers weather the storm, and they were up 6-2. Lost the lead, tied headed to the 7th, and then after Steinberg found her way to second base, Millie Bone gets it done to give Mamaroneck its 10th win on the season. Stick around, we'll be right back. Post-game interviews and thoughts, we'll wrap it up here on LMC Varsity Sports.
I'm here with the junior left fielder, Millie Bone, with a game-winning hit. Millie, congratulations on the hit. This is a big win for your team. How do you feel this is going to carry into the end of the season? You guys have to play them one more time and then into the postseason.
Well, this was a really important game because they're in our league, and the goal is to win the league this year, as we have for the past 2 years. So it was a really key game to win.
So did you feel the enormity of the moment when you were up at the plate? You had an opportunity to win. Take us through what you're thinking in that moment.
Well, I kind of zone out everything else when I'm up at bat, so I wasn't really thinking that much about it, but I knew it was a really important at bat, and so I was trying my best to get an RBI.
Does the rain affect you when you play at all? Does that affect you in the field or at the plate?
I mean, when it hits the ground in the outfield, then the ball gets wet and it's hard to throw. But otherwise, I don't think we were too affected by the rain.
Okay. And moving forward now, you guys have had a bit of an up and down season, but you guys have had some great performances throughout the entire order as well. So how do you feel about going into the postseason now?
I'm excited. We have a lot of good underclassmen coming up that are really doing their part, and everyone on the team kind of works hard together. So I'm excited for playoffs and what we can do.
Rob Moretti and Steve Anastas back here wrapping up a 7-6 walk-off win for Mamaroneck over Ursuline in softball. Steve, a game goes back and forth. The Tigers get the lead. They give it back up. And then at the end there, Millie Bone putting the exclamation point on the end to get the Tigers in double digits for their win count on the season.
And with a couple of two-out rallies against Mamaroneck, it would have been understandable to see them sort of let down a little bit and feel despondent or like the game just wasn't going to go their way. But they stuck with it. Tava Casper in the circle did a great job pitching. Defense was solid after a few miscues early in the game, and they end up coming up with a huge hit from Bone after a solid play by Steinberg.
So the Tigers now, they improve to 10-7 on the season. Ursuline falls to 9-7, so these two still really close in that league and in the standings. Still a lot left from Mamaroneck. They have 3 games left. They got Ursuline again, as well as another league game against Scarsdale, and then North Rockland's going to finish out their season in a few days' time. So for the Tigers, Steve, still a lot to play for here at this final part of the season.
The league title is within their grasp. As you said, they still have a couple of league games left to wrap that up, and that will be a huge victory for them coming off this up and down, herky-jerky sort of season that they've had. But they are 10-7. They have a lot of reason to feel great about themselves with a lot of promise moving into the postseason. They can lock up this league title and then move forward into the postseason. They have a lot of tough competition ahead of them in the postseason, but this team is definitely very capable.
So we'll see how they're able to do the rest of the way. If they get a home playoff game, of course, we'll try to be here and bring that to you at home. The executive director of LMC TV, of course, is Matt Sullivan. The assistant director is Dina Schumacher. The community sports producer is me, Rob Moretti. And out at a somewhat rainy but not too bad Central School softball field here today, running the cameras, Nick Gutierrez, Sean Kelly, and Jareel Sinister. One more time along with Steve Anastas. I'm Rob Moretti. Thanks for watching this entire regular season on LMC TV. Playoffs begin after this.
If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.